heavily na if you're weak in math, hindi na para sa'yo ang BS Architecture. Kung kaya ng ibang tao, bakit hindi ko kaya? Trust yourself. Kung talagang BS Architecture yung gusto ninyo, math is not an obstacle. Hello! Welcome to Minghua Insight. So for today's vlog, gusto kong i-share about sa mathematics courses that you might undergo during your journey in taking BS Architecture. So, to introduce myself, I am Minghua and I'm a graduate of BS Architecture year 2022 in the LaSalle College of St. Benil. So, I'm sure you're wondering kung bakit, ano ba yung reason kung bakit ginawa ko tong vlog na to. So, first is because ngayon, as I go through social medias, marami akong nakikita mga students na nanghihina ang loob to take BS Architecture, or they're having a dilemma whether to take BS Architecture pagdating sa college because they are weak in math or bagsakin sila sa math. So, this is to give encouragement for those students na nahihirapan sa mathematics. Second is to make them prepared para alam na nila kung ano ba yung, to give them idea kung ano na ba yung mga magiging math nila pagdating nila sa college, if it's still similar sa mga math na pinag-aralan nila in high school or very different. And third is to make them decide whether BS Architecture is really for them or hindi. So now, I'm gonna share my experience. Actually, I am like those other students na mahina sa math. When I was in grade school to high school, mostly failing subject ang math ko. I always get a low mark, like 60 plus, 70 plus. Doon na naglalaro yung grade ko sa math. And that is why I'm creating this vlog, kasi gusto kong malaman ninyo na math is not an obstacle. If you really want to take BS Architecture, if yun talaga ang nasa heart ninyo, then go take it. Kasi everything can be learned naman. Hindi naman lahat ng tao perfecto na magaling sa drawing, magaling sa math. Natural talaga sa isang tao na mataas sila sa mataas yung level nila sa isang part and mababa sila sa isang part. That's why we need to learn everything. That is why learning is continuous. So, for people na mahina sa math, watch this video kasi this is to give you encouragement na kahit mahina kayo sa math, kaya niyong makatapos ng BS Architecture. Because if I can do it, for sure kaya niyo rin gawin. Kasi hindi naman sobrang hirap ang math sa pagdating sa college. And to compare the way they teach the math, mas ma-understand yun na siya once your profs in college start teaching and explaining you that topic. Now, for the second part or the second point ng video is gusto kong i-share kung ano ba yung mga math subjects or courses that you might undergo during your journey in taking BS Architecture. So, of course, first is meron tayo ng basic math, which is algebra. Second is trigonometry. Third is analytic geometry. Fourth is diacalculus. Fifth is STREMAT, or the strength of materials. Sixth is STAT-ARBO, or the statistics of rigid bodies. 7th is theostruct or theory of structures. 8th is STEAMDES or steel timber design. And 9th is RStruct or architecture structural. So, iisa-isahin natin itong mga sub-courses na to, kung ano ba yung pag-aaralan nyo under these subjects. Parang this is to prepare you if kakayanin nyo bang i-take ang BS Architecture or hindi. So, for algebra, ito yung common math subject natin. Ito yung common math subject natin during high school. So, for sure, alam nyo naman to. Yung find x or find y, yung mga linear equations, Pythagorean theorem. So, yun, kailangan i-recall nyo na. So, you will need that in your basic math, which is algebra. Second naman, which is trigonometry, syempre, nandito napapasok yung mga sine, cosine, tangent natin, mga angles. So, kailangan recall nyo na rin yung mga formulas nila, katulad ng mga find the hypotenuse of a triangle. So, kailangan alamin nyo na ulit yung mga formulas na yan. And third, which is yung analytic geometry natin. Dito nyo na itatackle ulit yung hyperbola, parabola, ellipse, curve na mga equations. So, this will be a mix of your algebra and trigonometry lessons para ma-solve nyo yung mga equations sa analytic geometry. For the diacalculus naman, dito na papasok yung i-apply ninyo yung algebra, trigonometry, and analytic geometry ninyo sa sample problems nila ng architectural structures. For the StatArbo or the statistics of rigid bodies, ito yung pag-aaralan nyo yung mga moment, forces, free body diagrams. So, may mga formulas din yan. Ito, I'm gonna share you some of the pictures kung ano ba yung mga topics na pag-aaralan ninyo sa StatArbo. And this is to prepare you para makahanap na kayo ng mga examples sa net or sa books ninyo, para mag-start nyo ng ma-recall kung paano ba nyo sinolve yung mga problems na yan noon. And for STREMAT naman, which is the strength of materials, wala akong mapakitang sample sa inyo kasi nabahaan ako ng mga notes ko noon. But this is regarding strength of materials. So, mostly, ang magiging problem solving ninyo dito is about beams, about trusses ng mga roof, yung bigat nila. So, yun yung mga isosolve ninyong problems. For theostruct or theory of architecture, eto may mga sample akong papakita sa inyo na problems and topics and or formulas. Pwede nyo nang simulan i-search sa internet kung paano ba ginagamit yan para mabigyan na kayo ng idea kung ano ba yung mga isosolve ninyo under this subject. For STEAMDES naman or the steel timber design, eto may papakita rin ako mga samples sa inyo. These images are my notes nung nag-aaral pa ako sa college. So, if you want more notes, pwede kayong mag-request sa akin sa comment and I will reply to you kung saan nyo ako pwedeng ma-reach out kung may mga questions kayo, and if you want to get some of my notes na pwedeng maging references ninyo or makatulong sa inyo sa pagdating ninyo sa college. Now, for architecture structural, ito rin, papakita ko sa inyo yung mga notes ko, mga sample problems. This is to just give you a gist idea of ano ba talaga yung mga klase ng problems or math equations na may encounter nyo pag tinake nyo na itong mga subjects na to. So, now, bago natin i-end ang vlog, I just want to give an encouragement sa mga future students na gustong mag-take ng BS Architecture or yung mga nag-isip pa right now, yung mga nag-having second thought or dilemma kung BS Architecture is really for them. I want to give you a message na don't make mathematics an obstacle in choosing what course you love or what program you want to take in college. So, kung mahina kayo sa math, huwag kayong mag-alala kasi I'm sure and I'm very very sure that there will be friends that are willing to help you pass the subject. Kasi kagaya ko, nasabi ko na rin kanina, 'di ba, na mahina ako sa math. And dito ako nakakilala sa college ng true friends, and they are all willing to help me pass the subject. Sometimes, kapag may mga bumabagsak-bagsak na sa group of friends namin, meron kaming create na group chat, and everyone there is having a good conversation. Kung sino nang nahihirapan, tinutulungan namin. So, don't think heavily na if you're weak in math, hindi na para sa iyo ang BS Architecture. Kasi tingnan nyo naman ako, nakagraduate ako kahit na bagsakin ako sa math noon. Na even my other teachers in high school, sinasabihan ako na, nako, huwag ka na mag-BS Architecture kasi bagsakin ka naman sa math. Baka sayangin mo lang yung oras mo dyan, and in the end, mag-shift ka lang to other courses. But sabi ko, no. Ever since I was a child, BS Architecture is my dream, and my dream job is to be an architect. So, kung kaya ng ibang tao, bakit hindi ko kaya? So, that's why I still took BS Architecture kahit na may some disencouragements around me. And so, trust yourself. Kung talagang BS Architecture yung gusto ninyo, math is not an obstacle. So, huwag kayong matakot na piliin ang BS Architecture kasi kung yun talaga yung gusto nyo, heart ninyo, go take it. Kasi kung magte-take naman kayo ng ibang course na hindi nyo naman gusto, hindi kayo mag-e-enjoy. Iba kasi yung feeling na if you take yung gusto nyo talagang course sa college, yung enjoyment, yung yung excitement, yung thrill, nandun talaga. So, sana sa mga nanood ngayon ng video ko, I hope that I have encouraged you na to take BS Architecture, and I hope rin na I gave you an idea kung ano nga ba yung mga subjects ng math na matitake nyo during your journey in BS Architecture. So, yun lang. Thank you for watching!